still thriving. It's all good. I hate losing, but I love living. And I'm thriving, so yeah. Hang out with the family first. And I'll address the people. But right now, I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucius. First, Lucius. I love this shit.
45 minutes.
Is that how long we have? Damn. I top in life. Still, no matter what, win or lose, I'm surrounded by love, surrounded by great men. That's why I love this shit. So, Bossa.
So here are the 3 reasons why Israel Adesanya lost to Strickland. 3 reasons why Stylebender lost at UFC 293. Remember, Duplessis. One of the reasons Duplessis pulling out, China and Australia baggage. 3 reasons why Israel Adesanya lost to Strickland in the main event of UFC 293. At UFC 293 from the Kudos Bank Arena in Australia, Strickland stunned everyone by defeating Israel Adesanya in a unanimous decision to capture the middleweight championship. In a lengthy line of instances, Strickland has proven that anything can happen in the UFC, not just UFC, anything can happen in the world as we live in. Adesanya received a wake-up call in the opening round, even though he was predicted to breeze through Strickland. Strickland was aggressive, and his crisp right hand knockdown of Adesanya in the first round definitely got people's attention. Strickland knocked Adesanya down in the first round of the fight. Although the rounds were close, Strickland's volume and pressure prevailed. There was a general belief going into the 5th round that Strickland had the advantage and that Adesanya would need to finish. The knockout punch from Adesanya never came as Strickland's pressure ultimately won out, and he is now the middleweight champion. Every one of us expected Adesanya to have a knockout victory against Strickland, but he was unable. He couldn't do it. We were all disappointed. Now, the first reason Adesanya lost the fight to Strickland because Duplessis of South Africa pulled out. There is an argument to be made that he was not mentally prepared to face Strickland. I believe so. He wasn't mentally prepared to face Strickland. It was Duplessis he was preparing to fight. So let's go to how the 6th round contender Strickland got the opportunity to face Adesanya. The winner of the co-main event of UFC 290 between Robert Whittaker and Dricus Duplessis of South Africa earlier this year was scheduled to meet Adesanya. When Duplessis defeated Whittaker in anticipation of meeting with Adesanya, the last Stylebender was seated ringside. Adesanya already defeated Whittaker twice, we know that, and was hoping to meet Duplessis. He was waiting to meet Duplessis. That is, if Duplessis win Whittaker, which he already did, he won Whittaker, so he was to face Adesanya. Adesanya was happy to face a different opponent. Adesanya was born in Nigeria and was angered by South Africa's Duplessis claim that Adesanya he was a real African. Of course, we know his mind games. The middleweight champion match between Duplessis and Adesanya appeared to be the main event of UFC 293 in Sydney, Australia, but it never happened. According to Duplessis, a foot issue prevented him from competing, which meant a change of plans. That was how Duplessis pulled out from his supposed fight with Adesanya. So Strickland came into picture. Adesanya had defeated the top 5 in the division, which meant Strickland had to step up. Therefore, Strickland, not Duplessis, will contend for the title on Saturday. Adesanya's mindset was an African derby against Duplessis, which excuses a lack of focus on the replacement, Strickland. He wanted really to fight Duplessis, but then Duplessis pulled out. He has to now fight Strickland. And seeing that Strickland is not even among the top fighters, I can believe, and many also, that Adesanya never prepared. He did not prepare very well to fight Strickland. That's the mistake boxers, fighters do. You don't underrate any fighter. Now, the second reason why Adesanya lost to since Strickland is that Adesanya bought into the pre-fight baggage with Strickland. Ahead of the fight, there was a back and forth between Adesanya and Strickland. Moving on from Duplessis, Strickland made the fight about several factors of the octagon. Strickland took issue with Adesanya's reputation for maintaining his appearance and painting his nails. Adesanya therefore was engaged in a war of words, stating whether or not he had painted nails, Strickland would be defeated. That is, to him, Adesanya underrated Strickland. All that resulted in pre-fight baggage, unnecessary, which I believe is unnecessary for that fight. If you are prepared very well, and if you look at the game, Adesanya never cared to throw much punches. 139-94. This guy, Strickland, threw more punches than Adesanya. That was why he won Adesanya, unanimous decision, and even knocking him down at the first round gave him more points. Now, the third reason why Adesanya lost to Strickland is that Adesanya and his outside factors. Adesanya became UFC Middleweight champion when he defeated Whittaker in Australia. On his return to Australia, there was a pressure on Adesanya to have a repeat performance. It also did not help that Adesanya claims to hail from New Zealand, hence there were boos from the Australia crowd. Also, Adesanya before the fight had to give out an explanation as to why he was holding a Chinese flag in a viral video. He bought into it and stated he will be wearing red shorts for the fight against Strickland. All these outside factors, along with the fact that he was named the cover athlete for the new UFC 5 game, where Adesanya could do without going into the fight. To me, I believe the main reason why Adesanya lost to Strickland, who many people like the odds of Strickland beating Adesanya is like plus 500. This is the biggest upset in UFC middleweight fight in the history of UFC, I believe. So Adesanya, to me, he did not prepare very well for Strickland. He actually prepared for Duplessis. Unfortunately, Duplessis pulled out for a foot injury, and then he could paint his nails. He could just wake up from sleep and fight Strickland, and it became his undoing. But I'm very sure about this. I can assure you that according to Dana White said it was as if Adesanya was in slow motion. Adesanya did not prepare very well to fight Strickland. Of course, there's going to be a second fight, which will prove whether Adesanya really prepared to fight Strickland or not. Because I tell you, Adesanya will definitely knock out Strickland in the second fight. Because this guy is going to defend his title. Adesanya will definitely knock him out in the second fight. That's what I believe.